Okay, so next design pattern is proxy design pattern. So here, what we want to do is we want to control access to an object by introducing an intermediary, which means that if you have a object and not everybody can, I mean, not everybody should be able to use this object. You can create a proxy and control access. This is like a security guard who controls, access to a building. So people can't enter the building directly. They should go through the security guard, who will be checking them for credential and to check if the people have proper access and all. So this is a role of a proxy design pattern, right? So to create this, we need to create a proxy class that implements the same interface as the real object, which is pretty easy. And then we have to forward all calls from the proxy to the real object after performing that additional tasks, right? So it it could be a simple if condition to check if this call is accepted, and if it is true, then we can forward the call, and if not, we can redirect the call. So clients usually interact with the proxy, not with the actual or the real object. So proxy is responsible for delegating requests to the real object when necessary. And let's go to the implementation and see. So yeah, before go into that, as I mentioned, this is sort of a access control mechanism for objects. Right. So we'll have this interface called internet, right? And we want to connect to the internet using maybe some sort of a URL. We will type this URL in the address bar, and we will hit enter, or click search or something, and it will connect, right? So let's implement this internet interface with the real internet class. So we'll obviously have to implement this connect to method, because that is the interface that we are implementing, or rather the rule set, and it accepts the same server host parameter, which is the URL that we want to navigate to. So here we'll log in the console that we are now connecting to the provided server host, right? And now with this implementation, anybody can connect to the internet using this connect to method. But now what we'll do is create a internet proxy which implements the same interface, which sorry, which we have shown here. So we'll create a, real internet instance, and we'll also create or rather set a set of block sites. This will be coming from a settings file or a database file or a database. It doesn't matter. For the moment, we'll add blocked.com and malicious.org as the blog sites that this proxy should not give access to, right? Now, obviously, we'll have to implement the same connect to method coming from my internet interface. And here what we'll do is, if the block site contains whatever the server host that we have given to it, we'll just type that this access, or rather call, is prohibited or it is blocked. And if it does not contains this uh, server, or rather URL that we are trying to connect, then we'll anyway go ahead and connect to that specific server host, right? So this is the basic implementation of proxy. So it is also acting as a real world example as well. Now, if you go to the program CS, what we have to do is create a uh, instance out of internet proxy with type I internet, and then we try when we try to connect to the google.com, it should be connected, and if we try to connect to the blocked.com, it should not be connected. What happens is when we go to this implementation of this method, right, what it will do is it will call this one, but since our base, I mean since our class is created out of this proxy class, it will first of all check whether this server host is contains within this array of block sites, and if it is containing, it will say it is blocked. Otherwise it will connect to the said server host, and it will print connect into the server host. So let's run this and see, uh, and you will understand how the proxy is working. So connecting to Google, it is working fine, but access to the block.com is blocked, right? So this is how we are using the proxy design pattern. Now if we go to the consequences coming out of this, so it allows controlling access to an object by adding behavior transparently, and it can improve the performance by deferring object creation or initialization until it's needed. So if it is an allowed operation, we can create the object. If not, we can redirect. And it may introduce an additional layer between the client and real object, potentially impacting performance, because it sits between the client and the real object, and it requires careful design to ensure that the proxy and real object maintain the same interface as well, because if you change something, it could go wrong. So as I mentioned, this pattern adds another layer of abstraction which can occasionally cause problems if some clients access the real object code directly without others might access proxy classes. So with this implementation, some people can actually use this internet proxy class, but also people can anyway access real internet class as well, right? Because we are not I mean we cannot prohibit from users from accessing it. So that issue is there. But that introduces a problem to our design pattern. But if you want to have a proxy class between the real object and whatever you want to do, then the proxy design pattern is the way to do it.